Now I like that, Jason, how you cued the snap, make it sound like you're snapping open a cold beer.
Right.
As soon as the thing came up. But okay, shout out to Devil. What's up, everybody? Jason, Metalhead Fred, how's it going?
Good, man.
All right, we had such a great time doing best albums of all time yesterday. We're doing it again. And so, yeah, rather than just talk regular music news, if we don't have a guest on, we'll figure we're going to hit up some of the best albums of all time, break them down, and see what happens. But I have to say, before we start, this is probably one of the most best marketed, put together presentations of a band from our era.
Yeah, I would agree.
Photography was, even though, you know, this is the second, I think this is the second cover because the first one had just the pentagram.
Yeah.
So, you know, between photography, the look of the band, the sound, music video, everything, man, just it was the perfect storm. There was no way Motley Crue was not going to be the biggest band of the time.
Oh yeah,
world at that moment. There was just no way.
Yep.
You know, Fred, what are your thoughts?
Oh yeah. They personified what everyone thought rock and roll is. You know, the bad boys destroying hotels, the naked chicks running around, the drug addicts. I mean, everything they did was over the top. Everything was over the top. They didn't just do little. I mean, the freaking road manager had to what, a $15,000 deposit every time they checked into a hotel because they know they were going to destroy the place, and they got kicked off a Kiss tour, and they bit Eddie Van Halen. Who the hell bites Eddie Van Halen? That's all the shit they did. They were just so over the top, but musically they kicked ass, and what a show they put on. I'm sure you guys saw them. They put on a phenomenal show. Yeah,
I've probably seen Motley Crue 10 times, I would say.
Yeah.
Because I would see them 2 or 3 times a tour. It was either tour, it was like 3 and 2, 3 and 2, you know, during the highlight there.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jay.
I was going to say, if I remember correctly, they as soon as they broke on this, when this album came out, I think they went on the Ozzy tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was a big deal too. You know, it was a big tour for them to get on and open, you know, the opening slot for. So.
Oh, totally. Especially because at that time, that's when Ozzy had bitten the bat, the head off the bat or the bird or however that whole thing worked out.
The bat. Yeah. He thought it was fake.
Yeah.
He was all vodka'd out in a record company meeting.
I thought the bat was fucking fake, man. You know, but so back to Motley Crue. I mean, this video was so cool at the time, and it's kind of cheesy now, but what a great look. Everyone had jet black hair. The tattoos had, you know, were starting to come around, but have yet to, you know, be sleeved, because they're the guys who started the whole, in my mind anyway, them and Guns N' Roses. Everyone after that had, you know, they sleeved it up, and then everyone was sleeved. So why get even?
Yeah, and they didn't wear the full makeup. They had the little war paint here and little war paint there. It wasn't a full makeup thing like Kiss or New York Dolls. And talk about a band that was made for MTV. Holy shit.
Well, Fred, until Theater of Pain, and then they went full makeup. If you remember, they were like they were glammed out hard on that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But this album here,
but not Kabuki makeup. But definitely when this album came, I mean, when you first saw them like this, I mean, it was definitely in your mind. It's like, oh, this band is the son of Kiss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just, you're like, okay, if you're a Kiss fan, you knew you're going to love Motley Crue. Yeah. Just right off the bat, that's how it seemed to work. And then everyone who was embarrassed to be a Kiss fan was okay to be a Motley fan. I always found that funny. Exactly.
Yeah, look at Jason.
Oh, yeah.
She's always a song. If she don't get her way, she just likes to walk out. Now she's a cool guy.
The splashes on this album that Tommy uses, dude.
Yeah.
It's so good. And his breaks and the tink. And we love Tommy. We love any drummer with the heavy foot. That's for sure. Another thing that was cool about Motley, this album, is like, dude, if you could buy a guitar and play this song,
Yeah.
give yourself a week. It may not sound great, but you could squeak it out. You know what I mean? And I'm not doing that saying that in a derogatory manner. That was like a cool thing, you know, like Smoke on the Water. At least you could play that.
Yeah.
Always got to do the gong.
Gong, yeah.
You know, and that's also when people started paying attention to the drummers again.
Oh yeah, Tommy was real flashy and showy with the
totally. Especially after like Livewire video from the previous album, and then he came out with it. I mean,
the
band couldn't have looked cooler at the time. Nicky Sixx looked like he was fucking 16 feet tall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With Tommy. And they were just comic book characters, much like Kiss, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
And what a great presentation. And you didn't know anything about them. Nothing.
Yeah.
I think it'd be nice to get some of that back, but I don't think we ever will.
Yeah, not with the internet, probably, huh?
Yeah. I think I had everyone's hairstyle other than Mick Mars in that band.
And this was back in the days when they didn't see anything wrong with putting a bunch of women in a cage in the video,
Right. Yeah, and underage groupies weren't criminally problematic, I guess you would say. But
right.
Yeah, dude, I think back now, like, oh man, did they get away with murder? All these man, like,
I know.
Like, holy moly.
Right.
Moving on. Because of those headbands, Ray got me. He got me Vince Vector headbands. I had the lightning bolt instead of the pentagram, so it's but he spelled Vector wrong. I still got one.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. That's what there was always music video chicks. Tana Katane was in a bunch. Now this lady here, I think she in Cherry Pie. She was in some other huge video, like a couple. Lack of communication with Rat.
Oh, she was with Rat. Yeah. But it wasn't lack of. It was a Rat song.
Yeah.
Because Nikki Sixx was in that video too.
Yeah. Lack of communication with Tommy Lee and Nikki Sixx with the cops.
Oh, Back for More.
Back for More.
Yeah.
What? No, was it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
We'll have to do it on the reading it.
Yeah.
Back for More. Yeah.
Back for More.
I will say too, watching this, I remembered that in probably 1986, I also bought a white BC Rich Warlock. After this video, watching this video and stuff, Richie's Music Center in Rockaway, New Jersey, I think it was.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I also had a Warlock.
You did?
Yeah. And I had to sell it for food.
Well,
Dude, I had 3 guitars I had to do that for.
Yeah.
But, that's what you do. What do you do?
Yep.
But, yeah, those were nice guitars. It just didn't seem too practical.
You always end up breaking the points, you know what I mean? You
Right.
hit it on the coffee table.
Exactly. All right. Well, yeah. So that was a classic reaction. And stay with the show. We'll be right back. If you're watching this, we're just doing a flashback classic reaction with the crew. And yeah, stick around. We'll see you in 2 seconds. Oh yeah. Anyway, so here's sorry, Fred, didn't mean to scare you. There it is.
Oh yeah.
Right. Okay, well, what are you gonna do? So Fred just got back from lovely Florida.
Nice.
Jason,
these are sunburn spots, not age spots.
Yeah.
I'm not an old fucking man yet, but
he fell asleep on the anthill.
I did the stupidity thing and not putting the sunscreen on my face, and Florida sun is not like Illinois sun, man.
I always laugh when people say that because it's the same fucking star.
And get your white ass down to Florida. See how you come back like a lobster.
We lived there.
Yeah.
But the reason why is because you're surrounded by all that ocean. It's just like
reflecting on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that
It's
water. All that water and methamphetamines down in Florida.
Bales of dope.
So I'm walking down. We're in Siesta Key, walking down the main drag. I've got my Black Sabbath Bloody Sabbath T-shirt on.
Nice.
Because that's all I wear is band shirts. And we're walking by this one venue, and they've got, because every venue's got a musician, of course. Guy's playing an acoustic set. And what do I hear? On acoustic guitar, War Pigs.
Nice.
Well, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So I run across the street because it's an outdoor play. He's on the outdoor patio, and I'm showing him my shirt. And he goes, "That's my favorite album, dude." So we went back later to talk to him, and I talked to him, and now we're friends on Facebook. He's in a Priest tribute band, and they were playing there tonight. Which, of course, we're home already. But he was telling me some shit. I said, I've never heard a guy do Sabbath on an acoustic guitar. He goes, I love Sabbath. He goes, I do Priest. He goes, I throw all metal in there.
Wow.
Very cool.
Yeah.
One of the guys I went to high school with, he's no longer with us. He had some mental health issues back in the day. Chris, fantastic pianist, and wound up in the band Tattoo. Okay, so he's playing. He would play. He worked at Ruth Lake Country Club, Fred.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a ritzy club, and he would play classical music.
Yeah, I know the place, right?
So he would wear a tuxedo and play grand piano, but he was playing Merciful Fate. He was playing Slayer, Maiden. Awesome. Like he was playing all the metal stuff, and they had no idea.
And nobody knew it. Right?
Sabotage, like anything that was influenced by the classical, as far as
that's great.
And he would just sit there and like make money,
That's awesome. Great. And they're like, "Is that Bach? Is it Chopin?" No, it's Merciful Fate.
Right? No, it's fucking Merciful Fate. Oh,
that's so cool.
Yeah. Welcome, my friend. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But yeah, so hey, subscribe if you watch the show. 95% of all our subscribers come back month after month. That's actually a really great number. So thank you for watching, everybody. But 90% of the people who watch aren't subscribed. So if you could subscribe, you'd really help us out. And maybe me and Jason can get out of our doldrums and do this full time for your lovely people.
That would be wonderful.
Yes, and the cultivation or the distribution center of which I lend some of my time to sell the marijuana. I'm down to 5 hours.
Yeah, don't spend that paycheck all in one place.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
And because of Illinois, thanks to taxes, he walks away with just enough change to get some gumball somewhere.
But that means my art will be up on the website soon. I do some really cool stuff with Blackline, and that'll be up there. I'm trying to get Jason to put some of his charcoal nudes up, but
Yeah, it's just me getting naked and rolling around in charcoal, and then nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, they're like relief drawings. Like, no, Jason is a better artist than he thinks, so I'm trying to get him to sell his stuff on there too. So there's a little shout out. Here's a quick sketch.
Nice.
That took like 40 seconds or something like that. But
cool.
Always an artist. Oh, and I'm 3 weeks into not smoking, so that's good.
That's really good.
Very nice.
That's $525 into not smoking tobacco.
That's the key right there, buddy.
Tobacco. Not the wacky tobacco.
That shit ain't cheap.
Oh, weed's cheaper.
That's crazy.
And it's better for you.
Yeah. So dude, get the 2 packs a day would cost me $25, right? You can get with my discount working at the thing 5 pre-rolls for like,
the same amount,
$19.
Oh wow.
So not being a cigarette smoker, cigarettes are $10 a pack.
It's $25 a day for me. It was 2 packs. And I'm not constantly smoking. I light them. I used to light them and they'd burn, because I'd get doing something and I'm hyper and I'd,
mm-hmm.
and then I'd do something or, people bumming them at the dispensary or, I live by the train station. So we got some people, so you're handing them out in the neighborhood, couple here, couple there, keep shit under normalcy, but
friendly with the natives.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But so and then if you're drinking, then
then it doubles or triples.
Yeah.
But,
it gets crazy. So luckily I quit before my hours were cut down.
Yeah.
But this is what I do for a living. This right here, the other stuff just enables me to do this. So anyway, so I went to an art gallery or art show today at an art gallery in Hinsdale.
Nice.
Yeah, going to be set them up with the owner there is doing some kind of nonprofit. They needed a band, so I hooked them up with the local one of the best cover bands in Chicago. So my friend Lisa's vocalist over there for Reckless Chicago, and so they'll be doing that gig, and I'll be working with the entertainment on that one. And we're also cooking up something that we'll see what happens with the people who are trolling the Randy Macho Man Savage situation of him getting a statue in Downers Grove. Downers Grove I grew up in, and my friend Tex grew up next to Randy Macho Man Savage. Mr. Randy Poffo was his name. But
so you have to fill me in. I don't know what's
there's this thing about getting a statue for Randy Macho Man Savage. He's the famous person from Downers Grove, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then you go to the website and like, wait a minute, are these people trolling? You know what I mean? They're funny. They're legitimately really good comedy writers. Like whoever wrote that is really good. I thought they were funny, but it's disrespectful at the same time.
Oh, so it wasn't real, but it's
well, is it?
Oh, nobody knows.
Sell shirts, or are they doing it just as a
gotcha?
Let's see if people notice and we can get this on the news kind of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they have, it's not attached to a 501c. So it's not which that means it's not attached to a nonprofit group. So it's not tax deductible. And then they said they only needed $5,000 to secure the artist. I'm like, how do you not get $5,000 out in Downers Grove?
Yeah.
DuPage County is the richest fucking county in the United States. How do you not get $5,000 from wrestling fans just in Downers Grove?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a troll. It has to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because just between the people I know, and once they found out about it, they were like ready to go, and I could have gotten $5,000 in fucking 2 minutes. You know what I mean? And I'm like, wait a minute, something's. And then I got to thinking, and I'm working with this other guy, and we're involving the show and his thing because he works with wrestlers and comic books and stuff. And he used to own a recording studio. Mike, he'll be on the show in a few weeks, and so this is going on. So now we're kind of taking it personally that they're insulting Randy Macho Man Savage because he's fucking local. And back in the day, he was like the first super popular long hair.
Yeah.
That people accepted long hairs because they loved Randy Macho Man Savage, and then they got into wrestling, and then other wrestlers had long hair. It's a thing, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm not a jock. I don't watch any sports, but a lot of people looked up to Randy from our latchkey kid generation and all those wrestler guys. And so it kind of pissed me off that they're trolling him.
Yeah.
So they have until July 4th, and then they have to revert the money publicly. They have to revert the money into a fund to the school. And July 5th comes the challenge.
The challenge?
You'll find out on July 5th. Well, you people listening, Fred and Jason, I'll tell you right after we get off the air.
I gotcha.
Yes.
Can we keep a secret? That's the question.
Well, you have to.
Have to.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I thought it was legit when I saw it on their page. I thought it was legit, but
right. And then you go back and read it again slower. And then you're like,
I usually read things slow. I usually read things real slow, Vince.
Yeah. But no, but like they're saying, in the 60, he's the most famous guy from the 60515. It's like, okay, now they're doing street slang, and then they're doing this other shit, and and I'm like, wait a minute, they're trolling.
Yeah.
They don't really want to get a statue for this dude. You know what I mean?
I got you. I got you, Sherlock Holmes. You got to the bottom of that.
Yeah, it's not like Downers Grove, started out as a blue collar town when I was a kid, and now, sure, half the people got sticks up their asses who live there, and they're uptight and shit. But so it would be funny to get Randy there.
Yeah.
But, he's also in Spider-Man movies and multiple television shows and animated shows, voiceovers.
Slim Jim commercials.
Oh, yeah. Get my hands on you. Oh, yeah. The cream always rises to the top. Mm-hmm. That's right, brother.
Who needs that? We got Vince.
The New World Order.
Yeah. They'll get the statue erected, and some knucklehead organization will take it down anyway. So what the hell?
No. We'll get it. Oh, yes. It shall happen. And it's going to be quite the spectacle. That's all I'm going to say. Hopefully I might need a bar stool or two. But we'll see. And maybe we can get an Avenger there or something. Who knows? But anyway, back to Shout at the Devil, Motley Crue. All righty. Let's go through this album. Track listing. I was listening to it earlier. In the Beginning. Dude, I love that so much.
It was Vincent Price, wasn't it? Was it Vincent Price that
No, that he did the
that's Number of the Beast. He did Thriller, but he also did Number of the Beast, right?
Yeah, this was Mick Mars doing it.
Oh.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Of all mankind. But those who have the youth have the future. What a great intro, man.
Yeah. It was like dystopian,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It set the mood.
Right.
And everyone didn't mind listening to it. Back then, we weren't in the meeting. We didn't have CDs reading. Just fucking,
Yeah. Yeah, you just rewound the cassette till it stopped, and then you had to listen to the leader tape, and then that, and then.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Shout at the Devil in the beginning. Yeah, so Shout at the Devil is the second studio album by Motley Crue, released on September 23rd, 1983. And it was the band's breakthrough album, establishing Crüe as one of the top-selling heavy metal acts of the 1980s. This is Crüe was pre-Metallica, at least as far as release and getting number one.
Yeah.
Now, of course, Metallica is the biggest. I'd say they're probably the biggest band in the world, much less hard rock band. Man, Shout at the Devil! What a great Shout at the Devil, track number 2. And I would have used that one, but one, they didn't make a music video for Shout at the Devil. And then they did, but that was a few years ago when they came out with The Dirt, and I wasn't going to play a bunch of actors playing Motley Crue, the best looking band of the time.
Yeah.
And since we did Too Young to Fall in Love reaction or classic reaction last week, I figured, got to do the other one, but I would have used To Hell with the Devil, but.
To hell with it. That's Striper.
I mean, sorry, Shout at the Devil. Nice.
So many devils. You
know what? That would be.
Can't keep your devils in line without a scorecard.
That would be a great tour, I think.
Oh, Motley and Striper back in the day?
Yeah, absolutely. Heaven and Hell tour.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, they'd fucking kill it, I think.
Yeah, no doubt.
And they should
you
rotate.
See Striper on tour with Motley Crue, though?
Sure, why not?
Oh, they would have done it.
Band-wise, yeah, but
absolutely.
Yeah, they totally would have done it. I think because they actually, that was rumored back in the day. Yeah. And I think I've heard Mike Sweet say that. He's like, yeah, we would have done it,
Yeah. He might have said that on our show when he was on. But
get that elevated trailer they had, right? When they put him in a trailer and they lifted it off the ground.
What band has ever sounded better than Striper live?
They're all,
not many.
Every time I see them, they kill it. They're awesome. Yeah.
They have no problem, and they'd probably, they might even outdo Motley. Motley's good, but they got some issues going on. But Motley, both love both bands. Anyway, track number 3, Looks at Kill. I mean, dude, just this whole album.
Oh, that's great.
Then Bastard.
Great tune. Love that tune.
Yeah, and then what's funny is they kind of designed this so everyone could have a smoke after that song because God Bless the Children was next. God Bless the Children of the Beast. So they could light up your Marlboro Red, chug your Budweiser before you started headbanging again to Helter Skelter.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath.
Then Red Hot.
Great tune.
I mean, come on, man. Too Young to Fall in Love. Knock 'em Dead Kid.
Love it. That's also
one of my favorite songs of all time. Still is Knock 'em Dead Kid.
Yeah.
10 Seconds to Love. Fucking great song.
Love 10 Seconds to Love. Yeah.
Great song.
That's it's hard to choose a favorite, but that's definitely
that's right up there.
Yeah.
Knock 'em Dead in 10 Seconds. So just that one boom boom. And then Danger is a great tune too, but Knock 'em Dead Kid and 10 Seconds to Love. What a great way to wind up or start winding up a great album.
Yeah.
I mean, Helter Skelter to do a cover of a Beatles tune was pretty ballsy at the time.
Yeah.
Start to finish, there ain't a clunker on this album.
Not at all. Not at all.
Even if you're not a Beatles fan, you love their way they did Helter Skelter.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I always wanted them to do She's So Heavy. I always thought Motley Crue would have done a great version. Someone did a cover of that song. If anyone knows who did that, because I've been looking for it forever, and I know I heard it. Maybe it's one of those weird things like the Mandela effect or whatever, but I know I heard a great version, a heavy metal version of She's So Heavy, covered, Beatles cover tune. But I always thought that would be a good one for them to do. And like when they did Teaser. Of course they should be playing that song,
Right. You got a little Uncle Nurkies there tonight?
Uncle Nurkies, yes.
A little pineapple.
Yeah, pineapple with some ginger ale.
Oh, fizzy.
Yeah, give it a little body. Things are tasting brighter.
Oh, since you stopped smoking.
Yeah, dude, I love eating fruit, and I'm like, oh, like strawberries and fucking pineapple and the watermelon's been great.
Right.
So yeah, I'm enjoying it. You know what the weird thing is though that I kept on doing? I quit smoking everyone 3 weeks ago. In case you haven't, if you didn't know, or you just skipped to this point, or this is appearing in your shorts reel. So 3 weeks ago, stopped smoking. And what was the point I was going to make?
You're talking about fruit.
Yeah, so I was eating fruit, and I lost what I was going to say. Son of a bitch. This is what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when you get a... Oh, I keep on walking everywhere thinking there's a cigarette burning in an ashtray. Like I'm looking for something that I have to put out because it's burning in an ashtray somewhere. Right. That was the first 2 days. I was cracking myself up, dude. I must have done that like 30 times a day. Just like, what?
The habit. It's like muscle memory.
And just a helpful hint, or a healthy hint, since you mentioned it, eating fruit in the morning is the best thing you can have. You don't need oatmeal. You don't need yogurt. Get yourself a nice bowl of fruit. It's the best thing for you. Get your metabolism going. Get your energy going. It's good for you. Yeah. I started doing that. I just found this out a while ago. I started eating fruit in the morning.
Nice.
Yeah, been doing this about 4 years or so, Jay, with the smoothies.
Yeah, it's probably
smoothies in the morning, man.
Yeah,
like you said, Fred. And you know, folks, as you get older, it's most important that you stay regular.
Yeah.
And let me tell you,
the smoothies do it for you.
I shit by the linear foot. And all the time I'll text Jason, I got 3.2 linear feet today, brother. Woohoo!
True
Jason
story.
loves those. Jason loves those texts in the morning. Couldn't start your day without finding Vince's regularity.
I think I just shit out your mom's refrigerator.
He's not lying.
Yeah, and I've not ever been to like Jason's houses when he was a kid or whatever.
Thank God I'm not on that tread.
But no, it's really fruit is really good for you.
Yeah,
it is. It's the natural sugars too, which is fine for you.
The good sugars.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with proper sugar, because that's the other thing I chilled out on is no white bread. I'm not eating any more than I did when I was smoking, and probably less.
That's good.
Summertime, I don't have an appetite that much anyway when it gets warm, but
yeah.
It's look at this best albums of all time, and we're fucking talking about
fruit.
We're talking old man food.
Oh my God! Sorry, Nikki.
Just got done watching a bunch of women released from a cage, and we're talking about fruit in the morning.
Nick and John 5. Sorry about
it's short attention span.
Hey, short attention span theater. That's right. Asphalt Theater is like, but yeah, what a great album! Shout out the devil. And this was right when this came out. This is like right at the time of, Ronald Reagan.
Right.
You had the religious right, and Pat Robertson was front and center, and like you had, these
Chipper Gore and her labels.
Yeah, and with the PMRC, that came around more and was like 87?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, 86, 87 with that, yeah.
And but yeah, so it was a different time, and they come around, everyone's like, oh my God, it's Satan and it's the devil, and it's and I have to, even friends of mine to this day, I have to like walk them off the ledge. It's called marketing. Relax. They're not, come on. Really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, and the devil's me. Okay. Sure, some people may, go that way, but it wasn't these guys.
Yeah.
These guys, they're too busy getting drunk and all that, getting laid for sure.
Yeah.
But, dude, look at that perfect hairdo, dude. Nikki Sixx, look at that. Fuck
yeah, and look, he's drinking the champagne of beers, too.
Look at the champagne of beers. Oh, dude. Oh. Oh. Miller, the champagne of beers.
Right. When it's time to relax.
Oh.
Remember the old theme song? You got the time, we got the beer.
You got the time. It's Miller time. Hey, what time is it? It's Miller time. Oh my god, dude! And Miller's Genuine Draft. I can't even smell that stuff.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that one.
Maybe one on this. So this is rocking here. Yeah. Me and Rob Young shotgun 19 fucking beers between the two of us before breakfast, and then tried to go on a canoe.
Good plan.
Yeah, made it about 10 feet from the
10
feet from the shore.
Right.
Everything dumped. I don't know why.
Hmm.
So yeah, but I can't even. Blech. Not a Miller fan. Or did you have hams out by you, Jay?
Oh yeah. Hams.
Sky blue water. What was it? Hams beer comes on. Well, no, that was Schlitz comes on bold. Was it? Who was it? Fred, freshly brewed in God's country. Is that Jay Heilemann's old style?
You might have been. Yeah, it might have been. I forget all those. Hams was from the land of sky blue waters.
Mm-hmm. Meisterbrow. Olympia beer.
Olympia.
Tastes great.
Missed all those Schlitz, Stroh's.
Yeah.
All them beers are long gone. Although I think,
Schlitz.
perhaps PBR's still around. I know that.
Yeah. It's a Miller product now, I think. Maybe.
Is it? It's
I think
always
so,
on
yeah.
sale wherever you go somewhere for $3.
I took a Schlitz a couple hours ago.
And you texted to Jason. And Jason could tell you that. Yeah.
I don't do that. I don't take pictures of it.
He draws the line there.
Draws a line there. Yeah.
I have morals, damn it. Brad, there is a line. Even with me. That's funny. But yeah, all these I had a beer can collection. Brad, did you have a beer can collection?
I did not. No, I did not.
Jason?
No, but
Or bottle collection?
I've emptied thousands of them, but I never saved them.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, I had the me and my brother had the beer can collection. And then I started collecting bottles. Like, dude, today, can you imagine, like, oh, hey, I got an empty, just fucking drank this. Here, put this in your bottle.
This is the only beer can I got going right now.
Oh, nice. Trooper beer.
Nice.
Trooper beer.
I've always wanted to try that. I've never run across it.
Nice.
It's crafty beer, and I'm not a crafty beer guy, but how can you not have an Iron
Yeah.
Maiden can around?
You don't
Right.
like, you don't like sandwich beers?
No.
Yeah, I don't like
We went to a microbrewery opened up by us a few years ago, and we went in there with a group of like 6 of us, and we sit down, and the server comes by, and she puts 6 glasses of water in front of each of us and says, "What can I get you?" And of course, I go first. I go, "Well, I'm a Miller Lite guy. What do you got that tastes like Miller Lite?" And she takes my water glass and puts it in front of me. Thank you. It's very good. Very
Right.
good.
That's
You know,
great.
So much for your tip, but that was funny.
Well, I still call Coors Light musicians drinking water.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not beer. It's not alcohol. It's fucking.
Yeah, and he knows that's what I drink too. He's just gonna sticking it in there.
Jason drinks it too.
Do
I
you?
Yeah, I drink whatever, man.
Yeah, I drink. You know, I'll drink Coors Light.
Keystone Light, whatever's cheap, you know.
I used to be a big Canadian Molson,
Bolson
yeah.
Golden.
Labatt's. I used to love that.
Yeah,
Now it's just too heavy for me. Probably because I'm just so used to Miller or Coors Light.
yeah. Well, you know, when I found out I was diabetic, I call it diabetic beers. I switched to light beer, but I loved all the imports and I like Moosehead too. Moosehead was good. Good.
You know what's
Canadian
good about
Yeah,
Moosehead?
Moosehead was good.
You can rest your feet on his antlers.
Nice.
I was waiting for someone to bring up Moosehead at some point today.
Yeah. Fred had that one.
Killian's Red. I used to like Killian's Red.
Yeah. Killian's good. Yeah. So sorry, Motley Crue. We're talking. This is a beer show now.
Oh well, Lonebrow. I talk about
I
Lonebrow.
love
We got off the fruit. At least we're talking about beer now.
Yeah,
We're all over the place.
that's all right. Hey,
Yeah.
talking about beers, very Motley Crue. Shout at the devil. Like,
That's right.
That's what we're all doing at the time. Oh shit! But Lonebrow, that was
Oh yeah, I
that
like.
was the Motley Crue days for sure.
Yeah.
The thing about
Oh.
Motley Crue is you hear all the stories of the insanity around them, and you know it wasn't made up. You know all that stuff was true. It wasn't like let's make them crazy. They were nuts. Those
Oh
guys.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, those guys with on tour with Ozzy snorting the line of ants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Kiss,
Yeah.
Gene Simmons had him kicked off after 5 shows. He said their behavior's too bad. He had them kicked off.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Yeah, Gene was a straight and narrow, and there were probably, but what was really the issue was it was probably getting in the way of the women.
Oh yeah, they were cutting on Gene's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, because they were probably getting them.
right. That sounds more like reality than that.
Yeah.
But the other one sounds good for PR.
Right. Probably the truth there.
Oh yeah, I mean, but that was right before like MTV really took off. Was when this album came out. Like shortly after is when MTV went through the, through the roof. But with the next Theater of Pain was the next album after this one for those guys. So that's when they really went into overdrive and massive tours. And it's good that artists don't do that anymore, because I don't think a lot of artists would be alive, man. There's a reason why everyone was hammered after a while. It was just put up with
the touring and the grueling schedules. And
I can't see that. I mean, because when we were coming up, it was normal for a 2-year tour.
Oh yeah, at least a year, and that was like a hard year. Yeah,
would do right, but if it was a huge album like Master of Puppets, that's a 2-year thing that they're out to, and so you're like, dude, I can't even imagine like that. That has to get old the first time.
Yeah,
but even though you love what you're doing, still, location ain't vacation.
Mm-mm.
But anyways, yeah. So Fred, you got anything? What do you got to say about this wonderful album here?
It's one of my faves, without a doubt. It's right up there. It's right up there. I mean, like we said earlier, there's not a bad song on it. Shout at the Devil is still, it's probably my favorite song off the album.
Yeah.
But then you can say, man, I love Looks to Kill too. And so, yeah, it's a great album. And considering it was only their second album, just they kicked ass.
Produced by Tom Werman.
Yeah.
Who was a monster producer. And I mean, he's one of those guys who, if you saw his name, you bought the album.
Yeah.
On site, song unheard. If he was on it, you bought it, and because he was going to deliver to you a great band.
Mm-hmm.
But Nikki Sixx was in a band with Blackie Lawless called Sister prior to the formation of Motley Crue.
Mm-hmm.
It's something you think about those two guys together in a band.
Yeah, and Blackie used to hang out with Ace Frehley all the time. They were really good friends.
Oh wow.
They'd Blackie was telling the story about them. Was it? Oh, turning in bottles, like exchanging bottles for change and shit, so they can get
Yeah.
But
you see the clip? I think I sent it to you, Vince, the other day of Ace played up at M3, and he put on his bathrobe as he was leaving the stage. Right. I love it. And
sweaty and windy, man. You gotta fight. You gotta,
any Ace video.
So I'm going to see Ace. Ace will be here in 2 weeks.
Nice.
Going to see him. I got front row tickets. I wanted to do a meet and greet so bad to get his autograph and meet him, but you know what he's charging for a meet and greet?
No.
$500.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I'd like to meet Ace, but
not that much.
No, not $500 worth of Ace.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a little.
But I've never seen him as a solo artist, so
I couldn't believe I saw this. This is the meme of the week. My pen is dead. That's fucking hilarious. Oh, it doesn't say my pen.
No.
Did you clean it up?
No. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, Motley Crue. You have to mention penis when you talk about Motley Crue at least once, right?
That's right.
You know, it's funny you showed that little.
Or it's bad luck if you don't.
The the Pope just got confirmed or whatever they call it, and he's from Chicago.
Yeah, you guys
Oh, you
gotta.
should see all the memes coming
Yeah,
out about the Pope in a bear outfit, and
there's a new PEO.
Yeah, they showed the Bluesmobile and it said the new Pope should be the new Pope mobile.
yeah, and they said instead of communion now they're gonna be handing out the deep dish pizza.
Right.
Unbelievable. I'm sure. Yeah. So the kids are gonna be getting a deep dish. Yeah. Did you hear the out in Washington? The church basically said if any priest reports another priest for SAing, excommunicated immediately.
Yeah. Oh, the one that does the reporting is excommunicated?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought you meant
it's fucked up.
Yeah. I don't know.
So maybe look into that one.
Mm.
But yeah, in Australia, I don't know why we're talking about this, but in Australia and in Canada,
because we've been talking about everything.
Right, sure, why not? Australia and Canada, and parts in Canada, certain cities in Canada and Australia. If you're a priest of a certain kind that may have come from Rome, let's say, you're not allowed to be in a room alone with a minor. The fact that they had to make up a law is crazy. Anyway, but they'll just say we were shouting at the devil and it was Satan's work. Satan. Could it be Satan? Well, didn't mean to totally screw up the shout at the devil episode, but hey.
Well, we did. Don't ever underestimate our ability to screw up.
Why not?
Hey, the crew would want us to do this.
Right.
Absolutely.
Talk about that shit. Go ahead, guys.
Absolutely. Yeah. Why not?
We know you can't focus.
Yeah, totally. So this week on Monday Metal, we have Cassandra Crossing.
Very good.
It's our girl.
George Lynch, our buddy Cassandra Carson. Fantastic guitar player and vocalist. And then Cicely Wilborn, I Need the Blues, my new celebrity crush, by the way. Then we're going to have a Boombox by the Spin Doctors. They are as old as we are. And Bottom Feeders by Crow Black Chicken, a Jason Find.
Crow back.
And then we wrap up the week.
Oh.
With the end.
Little Wolfie, huh?
By Mammoth with Wolf Van Halen. Absolutely.
Love Wolfie, man. Love him.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that was our best damn album of all time. Motley Crue edition. Jason, got anything to say, brother?
No, I'm just, it was a formative one for me,
Absolutely.
As a young metalhead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
That was a look for sure. I definitely had the Tommy Lee. I tried the Vince Neil once. Definitely was Motley or Nikki Sixx hair for a few years. And Fred came in with the Hulkamania, the Hulkster mustache.
Oh, Fred, I would love you to grow that.
Yeah, totally.
I'll grow the food back. I'll grow the food back this winter for you guys. I used to grow it every hockey season because I thought it made me look mean.
Yeah, do it.
I'm sure I got a picture rolling around with the foo. I'll find it for you.
Oh, that'll make the Halloween episode hilarious, dude. We got to come up with a great costume with the Fu Manchu with the dude. That oh my god, it's gonna be
fun. I'm sure I got it somewhere. I'll find it for you.
Yeah. So, Jason, we could be the two old dudes from the Muppet Show.
Oh yeah.
and Fred could be the bass player dude.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Anyway, what do we know? Not too much. Well, you could just say that's creativity talking.